Hey everybody, thanks for joining me for another one-man review. Today I'll be taking a look at another one of the books I grabbed from Piao and their closing up shop sale, which is unfortunate because I really liked a lot of this stuff. And I wish I would have been paying more attention to them before they closed shop. But this is Berzerkid by Vallez and Mikael Lopez. It's a really, really visually stunning book. Like right out the gate, you're seeing what I think are two prior influences have to be Jim Mahfood and Ashley Wood, but then it's combined with a little bit more like of a manga vibe. I really like the combination of clean lines and then those big chunky and the fingerprints everywhere. And then also it makes me think, I don't know who, if they even are aware of each other's work or if they're just coming from that same body of influences, but it reminds me a lot of Nicole Anger's work, who I really enjoyed. I forget the title of that book that I reviewed off the top of my head, but the kind of Eldritch horror book that Nicole Anger just released. I mean, some really stunning stuff. Actually, the other touch point for me for this book, with all the people running around on the city and stuff, is what's that artist's name? Teo, the guy that did Black and White, Tekken. I don't know his name off the top of my head. Teo must I don't know. I'm gonna screw it up. But reminds me kind of those vibes, more in the story. So what you have is like a android character who's coming back to find out more about themselves, and they're going into to meet their creator and meet some of their other sibling robots, and then kind of getting into a battle with like the new version, right? So that's the story flow. It's just like a fun little sci-fi. It's not the deepest sci-fi story. It's just fun. But for me, it's the art that drives the story, like a composition like this. And this is where I feel like this artist is bringing something new to that Ashley Wood, Jim Mahfood style. I don't know, that more technological thing looks really cool to me. And then also here, like just stripping out the line work and working exclusively with shape and color. That's something I've been enjoying a lot more lately. So cool to see that. I think maybe from the writing standpoint, my favorite part in the book is that this character here is a robot, but he's really interested in being a comedian, and so he'll go off onto like these test bits with his partner, and his partner's really irritated by it, but you get some kind of really good dumb jokes. You know how you can tell a robot has a drinking problem? They order the same thing as their car. You know how you can tell a car has a drinking problem? They go home with a different driver every night. And the partner's just like, dude. So I really enjoyed that aspect of the writing, but this kind of stuff, this Evangelion looking things combined with that like hip hop flavor, I just think is so cool looking. So I'm definitely gonna have to follow up on this artist and see what else they've done. Again, as with always with Piao, you kind of get spot colors, so you always get really cool color combinations. The colors are always real nice and solid, and the art's just handled as well as it could be. I found this very, very strange how they ended the book, that you have like the last page and he's making another joke, and then you go to what's basically just like dialogue for the rest of the scene. Like, I don't know why they threw that in there and the artist didn't illustrate it. Like, why that conversation exists on its own felt very weird to me. That was a strange thing, that all of a sudden you're referencing like movie scripts or something. It's not the script for the rest of the story. It's just like the follow-up to that, and I found that a bit strange, but I guess maybe it's playing back to that idea of comedy, that it's the bit that matters and it didn't need any art or something. But I thought that was a little bit weird. But other than that, I really enjoyed the book. Love the art. Obviously, that you can see that kind of like hip-hop graffiti influence on the cover too, and it makes for a really visually compelling piece of work. So hopefully, like with all these other Piao books, you can find yourself a used copy online for not too much, because I really think they're worth grabbing. If you enjoy what we're doing here on the channel and are able to support us, we really appreciate that. There's two ways that you can do that. One is through our Patreon. There's two different tiers of engagement there that come with different exclusive content, voting rights, those kinds of things. The money we get from that just helps us buy the books that we review, so we like to turn that right back around into the community, to other creators, so we can help expose their work. You help us expose them. That's awesome. We really appreciate that. And then for the mission of Living the Line, the best thing that you can do is support what Sean's doing with Living the Line Publishing. So we'll go ahead and take a look at a couple of those products now. Centralia is an awesome, gorgeous comic by rising Dutch star Neil Vanderpeet. This is his first work. It's a really great sci-fi story. There's a world in the future where the sun has gotten so hot that people can't be on the ground, so they have to run around. There's a lot of conceits that go with that. You know, what is the world that looks like? And I think you can see by the art that Sean's description of this book as like a Moebius for young adults, a YA Moebius, is a really great description of this really gorgeous and like wild, wacky, fun book. Thanks for following along. Take it away, Jack.
You want to see all these books? Smash that subscribe button and the like button and the bell, and then you get them.